Hello, Ari Martinez back here with another art video. And this one, it's a bit about the process and also about preservation and sort of archival procedures when it comes to your art. Things that really go a long way. Investing a little bit on your stuff, it really pays off. So let's check it out. All right, guys. So here we are. I have this pencil sort of like as a reference for size. Um, so when it comes to preservation, like these film sheets are like really good. Like you can handle your work without like really worrying about stains or leaving prints or anything. They also, depending on how much you pay for the sleeve, it might come with UV protection. So it really comes a long way. Same different size. So this one's much bigger when it comes to that. So yeah, really invest on your work, especially when you're buying like sheets of paper that the sheet alone and the 20, 40, like $50, even more. I mean, it sky's the limit when it comes to art supplies and cost. It really does. It can really be very expensive to make art. um and next thing is just sort of like the process. Like these piece I have saved on this sheet because this is the piece that, oh my god, I need to turn off my heater. Sorry about the noise. Drives me crazy. um this piece is the one that it inspired me to start my whole series of uh paintings and works about connection and kissing and just such a powerful and important part of our existence, right? um and this one is the one that started everything, like coming from this abstraction onto the creating the figure, and just how little you need to make so much in your head, right? And the beauty of watercolors, I mean, watercolors are just so freeing, and they do their own thing. You can control them if you go like dry and stuff, but I really like to use a lot of water with my paint and make it very fluid. That's something that it really inspires me. um yeah, and creating these art pieces, what it led to making this other series. And this one I started to introduce like masked fluid and bigger format, and they're all just photos that I found on in a Google search. um and again, like watercolor, how it just goes out and it just wants to be free. um yeah, I really suggest everyone to try it. So much fun and and somewhat unpredictable, and that's the beauty of it. I'm going to make a painting like this soon for all of you guys to see what's the process that I follow personally. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it. enjoying the process, I think is the main thing about it. And yeah, really enjoying this one. It's been a few years since I made it. Sending this. That's when I started with this project, which I think is kind of what I do now. I think this is kind of who I am. Yeah, and again, invest in your work. Invest in some archival film sheets and some good paper for your watercolors. And like I said, it can get really expensive, but you know, especially, I mean, what it matters if you want your paint to last more than you in this life, using really good watercolor paint, that it really helps with the UV rays, and just how, like, in 20-30 years from now, if it gets exposed to the sunlight or other things, it's gonna fade away. And that's when really good paint, really good paper, really good frame, a really good glass for the frame with the right uh, UV ray protection and all the filters and all that. So it's really recommend to go to framing place. No, there is no coincidence that framing art can also be very expensive. Is because a lot of the reasons go into play, right? And it's all about how long do you want this to last. And I mean, if you do this for a living, but you obviously want to give the people that get your art and supports you the best quality that you can get, right? So it's just something to think about, especially when it comes to watercolors or this kind of paint. Something that it's what's the time, how much it will last for you to have. And really big question. I mean, I get very attached to the things that I create, and I want to make them in the best material possible, and that makes you a bit uh maybe trapped into how do you dispose it or sell it or move on from it. And sometimes you just need to keep creating, right? So that's one thing to consider as well. Anyways, I hope you find this informative. All right, well, that was it when it comes to paintings and how long it can last uh, in your archives, or like I said, if you do this for a living, or depending if you want to pass this on, like if you just need to produce art and make and make and make, like, so this is something to consider as well, right? Because I'm, as an artist, like, you come to the point that it's like, okay, I need to start producing, but I cannot invest myself into like spending like $1 zillion into this stuff. So it is good to make art that is just meant to exist, and just make your very artist by doing art, right? There's one thing that a really good teacher of mine told me once, is like, we are not what we say we are what we do, you know? So you gotta do art. You cannot be an artist if you don't do art, and that's just like facts. And actually, for a long time, I stopped calling myself an artist, and in many ways I call myself a maker. I think I'm a bit of a maker. Many, like, like, being it's a big concept to call yourself an artist, and I love it. But at the same time, I'm just like maybe more practical, and that's conflictive. And with my who I think I am and my identity, right? But you gotta do what you say you are, otherwise you're not. And that's the thing about art, and I think it's about everything in life. Um, but anyhow, I hope you find this video informative, somewhat educative. My English, oh my god. And yeah, see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.